Hello there. Have you ever made an 8-bar loop that sounds so amazing, but you always struggle to turn that idea into a full beat? I promise you this video is for you. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you my 4-step process that I always use in turning my 8-bar loops into a full arrangement. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you have a simple formula that you can use on every beat you make and you will never ever get stuck again. So if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into the video. So for this video, this is the 8-bar loops we are going to be using. I'm going to just show you the 8-bar loop that I have here. Then I'm going to show you guys like how to turn this into a full-blown beat. Let me play it for you. So as you can hear, it's a very simple basic beat. Just some drums. Then a bass. Then some chords and a guitar. Just very simple basic stuff. So as you can hear, it's just a simple beat. So we are going to transform this into a full song, right? The very first step you want to take, which is step 1, is you want to spread this stuff out like 3 to 4 times. Then from there you make a basic arrangement. You don't even need to think too much about it. If you don't know how to arrange your beats, you can just go to your favorite song and copy how they structure their beats, on how they arrange their beats. Then from there you can just structure your own like so. So that's the very first step. You are going to spread this thing out into 3 to 4 places, and then you will make a very basic arrangement. So that's exactly what we are going to do now. So in first to do, you need to hold on your left click and hold your control, and then you duplicate this. This my first 8 bars is my intro. The second 8 bars is my verse 1. My third 8 bars is my pre-chorus, and my last one is my chorus. If you have a beat, please, you can follow along. It's nothing too complicated. So once you spread it out like this, you want to then remove a lot of, like, most is the intro, so you want to remove like almost everything. In this beat, I'm just going to remove all the drums. I also remove the bass, and I'll remove this first guitar. So the guitar is going to come in the second part of the intro. It's going to come in the second part of the intro. For my verse 1, which is this section, I'm going to remove the bass, the guitar. Everything is going to sound like this. So that's the intro and the verse 1. So for my verse 2, I'm going to remove my kick and my bass. I'm going to remove my kick and my bass. Then for my chorus, which is this section, I'm going to allow the kick come in and the bass also come in. So let's also remove the guitars. Let's remove the guitar in the pre-chorus. So it's going to sound like this. So now this is the step one. It is extremely easy. Just spread out the beat and then you create a very basic arrangement. You don't even need to overthink it, right? We are going to step two. So in step two, we are going to add some effects, like risers. We are going to add rolls. We are going to add just some very basic effects. We want to add in some risers. You want to add in some rolls. And that's basically everything, right? And some claps, like some reverbed claps or crash. Those are the effects you want to add. And you add them in important like sections. Like you can add them, in the last 4 bars or 8 bars. Those are the places. So now we are going to look for some good effects and look for some good risers to accompany this beat. Remember, I said you are going to put it in either the ending of the 4 bars or ending of 8 bars. And also you can transition between sessions by just creating a little bit of gaps between your 8 bars, like the last 8 bars and the next session of the beat. For example, I would like to create some space here so that coming into my chorus, everything is going to hit hard. Let's add in some rolls and then some effects. Okay, so I've added in some few effects, just some few effects here and there, and let me play the effects for you. This effect right here is from the 1A pack. So if you have the 1A pack, you have this sound. And I also added this other sound. Then I added some risers and some other effects, which is this one. In this other second part, leading to the chorus, I also added this small tiny roll. And with the beats, this is how they sound. And for the chorus, and that's it for the second part of this step. So this is step 2, where you add effects, risers, transitions, just stuff like that. Transitions, risers, flams, hits, all those kind of things, rolls. Those are the things that you add in this step 2 to kind of keep the beats going. So once you are done with this step 2, the step 3 is to add textures, movements, and ear candies. This is time that you make the beat come alive by adding textures, movements, and ear candies. Believe me, in this step 3 alone, your beats can already sound like complete. So how do you add textures and how do you add ear candies? Ear candies can be vocal chops, vocal samples. You can reverse your melody. You can add stabs, or you can layer more instruments. You can use the call and response method to add like ear candies. You can add saxophones. You can add violins. Like the options are crazy. So there are different ways you can go about this. Like I said, you can add vocal chops. You can reverse your melodies. You can add saxophones. You can add like extra samples, vocal chops, and etc. to kind of bring the beats to life. So how can you add textures? You can add textures by layering instruments, like layering more instruments that has like a different kind of feel, a different kind of sound that has more movement. For now, like now we have this pad. We can layer another sound that has, let me say, a bell that has a delay on it, and it just adds texture. You just lower it down and it will add like more texture. You can add a vocal sample that that has a lot of reverb, but you just lower it down on the beat so that it's like creates this kind of ambience. It creates this kind of ambience. You can add stabs. You can add so many other things to kind of make the beat come alive. So for this beat, I'm going to add some vocal chops. If you want me to go like really in depth on how to create textures and movements and all of those stuffs, comment it in the comment section. I'm going to create a video where I'll go in depth and teach you guys how to actually create textures and movement in depth. One thing I forgot to mention is where you add the textures is also very important. You want to add textures and movements in your intro, to kind of make the intro feel lively. Then in your verse 1, you need to kill everything. Maybe you can bring in more textures and more movement in the second part of your verse 1. You can bring your textures in the second part of the verse. And then in the pre-chorus, you can make it more sparse, more open, and more like add more movement and all of that. Then the chorus, yes, you want the chorus to be busy, but you don't want it to be extremely busy, because the artist can choose to add his own texture. The artist can also choose to add his own, vibe and charisma to it. So you don't want to just kind of fill everywhere with too much movement. The movement is just to keep the music going and enjoyable, right? You don't want to overcrowd everything. Okay, so after doing some work, these are the ear candies I added. So another one is this violin. Then I added this Vox. Then I added another Vox again. For this pre-chorus, I reversed the main melody, to just create a unique pattern. And this is what it sounds like. Then the last ear candy I added was this brass. That's basically it. Just simple stuff here and there. Reverse your main melody, add some vocal samples, maybe add a violin. If you can play a violin, you play a violin through your keyboard or use a VST and just add a violin. You can add a violin like a sax. You can add a sax. And so with that, we go into the fourth step, which is to steal from other creatives. Like, when I mean steal, I don't mean go and like carry somebody's stuff and just copy and paste. No. What I mean by steal is you need to steal as a creative. You look at what other people are doing in their songs. What did they add? Where did they add those stuffs in their song? And you try to implement it in your own production, right? So when you're making a beat, you don't just make your beat in isolation. You need to make your beat in reference to what other people are doing out there. This particular vox that I added and this violin, I didn't just magically just come up with it, right? I was listening to a King Madi song, right? King Madi. While listening to a song, I realized that they added a vox and a soft violin, right? So I just copied it and implemented it in my own production. So it is they will call it stealing, but it's not actually stealing. You just look at what other people are doing in their own production, take it and apply it in your own production. Like, remember the steps. Let's go back to the steps. The number one step is spread your beats, your basic beats, and make a basic arrangement, a simple basic arrangement. After you have made your arrangement, the next thing is to add effects. Once you are done adding your effects, this third step is to create textures, just like the way we have created here. Then the fourth thing is to reference. That is what will take your beats to the next level. And once you reference, listen to things that they added in their songs. Listen to things that they added in their productions. If they use the sax, where did they use the sax? How did they play the sax? Try to listen to like a bunch of stuffs and try to like pick some few things. Did they change the instrument? You can also change the instrument. Let me say in the verse 2. Change what is playing the main melody in the verse 2. That alone can create variation, can spice things up. So don't just make your beat in isolation. While you are making your beats, try to also listen to what other people are doing in their own production and try to implement it in your own production. So I hope you really learn from this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel. So this is the end of the video. So peace.